I'm only going to the top of the hill. I'm only going to the top of the hill.
Welcome to Otis, Odd Things I've Seen, and welcome to Blood Cemetery in Hollis, New Hampshire. Now, if you want to believe signs, the real name of this place is Pine Hill Cemetery, but to locals hereabout, or at least to local kids, or maybe just to that one badly hygiene crazy Ralph kind of guy that we met on the way over here, the place is known as Blood Cemetery. Blood Cemetery is an old cemetery, almost 250 years old in fact. It's also small, even though close to 300 people are supposed to be buried here. It's often touted as one of the most haunted cemeteries in New England, but by the look of it, it really should be touted as one of the most vandalized. Now you'd think with a nickname like Blood Cemetery, there'd be an intriguing story to go along with it. A brutal massacre from history's past, an unsolved series of murders, maybe even a spectral flood of red ectoplasm that leaks nightly from the inscriptions on the gravestones. And while a vague, easily disproven story about a murdered family sometimes does crop up on occasion, the reason for the moniker is actually quite uncompelling. It's called Blood Cemetery for the mere reason that a family named Blood is buried here. There's a corollary in cemetery land that if somebody with the surname Blood is fertilizing your grass from the roots up, the place is going to be called Blood Cemetery no matter what pleasant, non-threatening name you incorporate it under. In addition, that cemetery will be haunted, as stories about ghosts named Fritz Winger and Hirschberger aren't as compelling as stories about ghosts named Blood. This is in addition to the corollary that for every cemetery that exists, there is somebody who inevitably claims it's haunted. And the math gets complicated from there. In this case, there are quite a few Bloods buried here, but only a few of their headstones remain. In fact, this is the Blood family. Around one of these tombstones in particular, a legend has popped up. The name on the tombstone, Mr. Abel Blood, born sometime in the late 1700s, died 1867. Lived a mediocre life between, I'm sure. Nothing's really known about Abel other than the fact that he probably had a pretty cool set of vanity license plates and that his wife was named Betty. Betty Blood. Maybe not as poetic as being named after the first recorded murder victim in ancient literature like her husband was, but still good enough for a straight-to-DVD horror movie title. Unfortunately, this is not Abel Blood's tombstone. This is his mother, Sarah. Abel's stone is not here anymore, and apparently nobody on the internet knows that yet, otherwise I would probably have learned that before coming down here and shooting this. Here's a picture of it that was taken a few years ago. My past self didn't know I was planning to insert it, so he's going to be redundantly describing it after this. Please bear with him. The original headstone of Abel Blood, when it was here, featured an inset carving of a hand with his index finger pointed upward. And I tell you this because that hand, with its worn-away finger in outdated sleeve fashion, was crucial to the myth. You see, when the moon was at the appropriate angle to the horizon, or when the wind blew from a certain direction, or when just the right person was telling the story, that hand, and you may want to cover your ears if you're squeamish, pointed down. That's it. An entire Western tradition of demons, monsters, and human atrocity, and that's the chilling legend that was passed down from generation to generation in southern New Hampshire. Still, I'm glad the Abel Blood legend is around, even if the gravestone isn't. And I'm glad they call this one of the most haunted cemeteries in New England, except when they say it with conviction. You see, I have the firm belief that the community needs local spook tales. It needs that creepy abandoned house on the corner, that haunted graveyard that draws kids from far and wide every Halloween. And it needs that dark stretch of road where the ghostly hitchhiker wanders. And I believe it needs this because, well, maybe I just need it, because I get bored. Blood Cemetery, Hollis, New Hampshire. Thanks for watching Otis.
Dead blood in the streets, it's up to my ankles. Sheet blood in the streets, it's up to my knees. Sheet blood in the street, the town of Chicago. Sheet blood on the rise, it's following me.
There's a spectral flood of red ectoplasm that leaks nightly from these.
Dead blood in the streets, it's up to my ankles. Sheet blood in the streets, it's up to my knees. Sheet blood in the street, the town of Chicago. Sheet blood on the rise, it's following me.
Still, I'm glad the Abel Blood. Still, I can't say Abel Blood. Still, I'm glad the Abel Blood.
Dead blood in the streets, it's up to my ankles. Sheet blood in the streets, it's up